Now from Jerusalem and speak to Israeli government official Naftali Bennett. Mr. Bennett, let me get your reaction to what the president has just announced. Does President Trump's announcement make Israel safer?
President Trump showed great courage and boldness and made the world a much safer place. Iran was racing towards acquiring missiles, developing centrifuges, which it was allowed to do, spreading terror, and getting billions and billions of dollars through this terrible deal. It was a race to a nuclear weapon. What essentially happened today is President Trump prevented the next war in the region, prevented a nuclear race in the region that would have been a disaster for the world. It's a great day for the free world and anyone who seeks peace.
Okay, well, look, here's Federica Mogherini, the EU's foreign policy chief. She's just put out a statement saying that the Iran nuclear deal is working and delivering and ensures that Tehran doesn't develop nuclear weapons. You will find a lot of people in Europe, even here in the United States, who say, yes, of course this deal was flawed, but it made Iran less likely to develop nuclear weapons than ripping up the deal would do.
Quite the contrary. That's a naivete, European naivete, unfortunately, where you buy 3 or 4 years of quiet and you get assured a nuclear Iran with an arsenal of hundreds of nuclear weapons because you funneled hundreds of billions of dollars to the same people who are developing intercontinental missiles. They're not doing it to play games. They're doing it to be able to hit London and Paris and Washington, D.C. and Tel Aviv. We've now proved our Mossad has acquired hundreds of thousands of documents that show that Iran's sole goal was to acquire a nuclear weapon. They cannot lie anymore. President Trump stopped all of this and reversed history, and I think this move is going to bring much more stability in the long term, and most importantly, prevent a terrible nuclear race in the most dangerous region in the world, the Middle East. Had he not done that, we'd have Saudi Arabia and Egypt and Turkey and everyone acquire a nuclear weapon pretty shortly.
Mr. Naftali, can I pick you up? You keep saying a nuclear race. There have been 28 months of inspections and not one breach. You said that. Well, Benjamin Netanyahu said that just the other week. There has been no breach and there is no race in the Middle East because the nuclear threat, for the short term, has been contained.
You said the right word, in the short term. What essentially this deal did was
nobody's saying that this is not a short-term deal. I mean, it's the best deal that the world has at this moment in time.
You know, if someone's got a sickness and you're giving him medicine that's not working, you can't say that's the best medicine we've got.
But I'm asking you if it is working at the moment.
Let me finish my sentence, please. No, it's not working because they're developing the missiles that will deliver the weapon. They're developing the advanced centrifuges, which they're allowed to develop, but not yet enrich uranium. So what's the logic of allowing them to develop
but they've mothballed the centrifuges.
IR-8 centrifuges that will allow them to develop 20 times the amount of uranium. That does not make sense. This was a pathway to nuclear weapons, and now it's all stopped. This is big news for the world, big news for you in Europe, and big news for the entire world.
So, Mr. Bennett, that's the past, and that's the past inspections regime under this deal. That deal is over. Let's talk about the future. What is your understanding of what comes next?
What comes next is a decision that Iran needs to make. Does it want a viable country with a viable economy, or does it want to continue its adventures towards a nuclear weapon, adventures towards terror in Syria, in Iraq, in Yemen, in Gaza? These guys all day in and day out, are spreading their terror. They need to make a decision. Do they want to care for their own people, or do they want to fight the rest of the world? If they decide they want peace, they just need to do one thing: give up the nuclear weapon ambitions. That's all. Stop spreading terror, stop developing centrifuges, and then their economy will thrive. You know what? I'll just say one more thing. I think that the Ayatollahs that have hijacked this nation, a good Persian nation, I think their time is running out, and I think if they continue mishandling themselves, we're going to see the end of this regime not very far away.
Okay, Naftali Bennett, thanks very much for joining us there.